knockouts. If that was the case, his face would look like mush. He's moving his head, he's jabbing.
He's slick. A lot of people too like.
Since he knocked people out so much, you forget that he's a good boxer.
Yeah. Terence Crawford is my favorite fighter of his era. He's my favorite fighter of his era. So, as friends, as business, in boxing, Terence Crawford wins.
But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities and his IQ and his footwork, which Canelo cannot handle. We know that for a fact. It happened with Bivol, it happened with Mayweather, who schooled him left and right.
Mike Tyson issued a stern warning to Canelo Alvarez after watching Terence Crawford's intense training sessions. Tyson acknowledged that every fighter has a unique style, but emphasized that some possess a ruthless animal-like instinct when it matters most. He explained that the combination of aggression and discipline creates a nearly unstoppable force. In Tyson's view, Crawford's mindset and relentless intensity prove he's prepared for war, making Canelo potentially vulnerable against such...
That's what's so crazy.
Listen, most of these guys, Alexander Green, Hannibal, Genghis Khan, we have their DNA. That's why some people are savages. We have these guys' DNA. These guys conquered the world, and look what level we are. We have their seeds. We have some. Some people, they have those psychopaths. Some people love killing people. Some people love eating people. Some people don't. Just like animals, some animals get domesticated quicker than others. And the same in human beings. Some of them get domesticated quicker than others. And
For sure.
Some of them just never get domesticated. They're just what they are.
Some niggas genetically passed down makeup.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think the way we're so attached to our phones is going to lead to us being attached to some electronic thing that we wind up accepting in our body. And it's going to change what people are.
Like some iRobot shit, honestly.
Yeah, legitimately. Like some kind of
All
cyborg
of
shit.
us right now, if our phones stop now, we would start fighting for something. Before we figured this shit out, if our phones start now, we would find a fight.
We're so distracted by phones. But I think the thing about phones is you accept the fact that everybody has one. You accept the fact you always have it on you. So it might as well be a part of your body. It's just not connected. And one day it will be. One day they're going to figure out how to put a thing on your head that makes your brain work way better. And a few people are going to do it. They're going to have a big advantage. And then we're all going to do it.
But until then,
Until then.
your phone will be like your will. When you die, pick my phone.
As he prepares for the biggest challenge of his career, Terence Crawford has chosen to spar with Carlos Adams, a powerful middleweight recognized for his relentless offense and raw punching strength. This decision highlights Crawford's strategic mindset heading into a showdown with Canelo Alvarez. Knowing he will face a naturally larger and stronger opponent, Crawford understands the importance of adapting to heavy shots in training. By taking and countering Adams' punishing punches, he is conditioning both body and mind for the storm Canelo may bring on fight night. This preparation showcases not only Crawford's toughness, but also his sharp tactical intelligence.
So here's a video that many people have sent me to determine in their mind that Terence Bud Crawford would lose to Canelo Alvarez, or is going to lose September 13th to Canelo Alvarez, as he is sparring here middleweight WBC world champion Carlos Adames, who has 24 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 18 wins by way of knockout. And people are saying that Carlos Adames, who's 5'11" with a 73-inch arm reach, is having his way with Terence Bud Crawford. And this is an indication that the 168-pound Canelo Alvarez, who's 5'7" with a 70-inch arm reach, is going to have the same type of success and knock Terence Crawford out. But what people are not paying attention to is Terence Crawford is standing right in front of Carlos Adames and taking the big punches from Carlos Adames as he's standing in the pocket and counter-punching him and taking his blows at a smaller weight class while competing at 147. Now he bulked up. What y'all think?
Oscar de la Hoya, once Canelo's rival and now a promoter, has warned that Canelo's trademark aggression could ultimately work against him. De la Hoya believes Canelo will press forward with his usual pressure, but insists Terence Crawford has the technical brilliance and adaptability to expose those openings. He reminded fans how Floyd Mayweather neutralized Canelo with defensive mastery and ring IQ, while Dmitry Bivol outclassed him by dictating distance and pace. De La Hoya suggests Crawford, with his switch-hitting southpaw stance, sharp counters, and exceptional fight IQ, has multiple ways to dismantle Canelo's style. While Canelo relies heavily on strength and volume, Crawford's intelligence and precision may prove decisive.
Do you feel that Terence has a shot in beating Canelo Alvarez?
That's the million-dollar question. When I watched Terence Crawford get rattled and rocked by Yorkis Gamboa, who's a natural 30-pounder, that to me is going to be a huge problem when he gets hit by Canelo. So he fights at 175. He's fighting these big monsters. He's not getting rattled at all. Berlanga's a big kid. So it makes me think, I mean, how is Crawford going to keep him away for 12 rounds? Canelo's going to come at him hard. But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities and his IQ and his footwork, which Canelo cannot handle. And we know that for a fact. It happened with Bivol, it happened with Mayweather, who schooled him left and right with no problem. And Canelo was way stronger than Mayweather. So there's
Don't
a lot
you
of...
think Canelo's a better fighter than he was then? Today?
A better fight? Yeah, a little better. Yeah, his footwork is still the same. He's flat-footed. He's very heavy on his feet.
Obviously, Canelo has the power to hurt you.
In this game, power means a lot. If you can't keep your guy off you, or you don't know how because it's too much pressure, and the one thing about Crawford is that he knows how to handle the pressure. He's a savvy boxer, you know, and he doesn't run. And he has that heart. He's a dog. He has that heart. You want to fight me? I'm going to fight you.
The comparisons between Terence Crawford and Alexander Usyk are well-founded. Usyk, despite being the smaller man at heavyweight, conquered larger opponents like Anthony Joshua and even tested Tyson Fury by relying on his own unique tools, speed, movement, and unwavering confidence. Analysts suggest Crawford must adopt a similar approach against Canelo Alvarez. Rather than try to match size or raw power, Crawford should maximize his natural gifts. His timing, precision, and exceptional ring generalship are among the best in boxing today. Like Usyk, he can neutralize a bigger opponent by dictating rhythm and pace. The lesson is clear. Greatness doesn't come from mirroring an opponent's strengths, but from amplifying one's own. For Crawford, that means trusting his instincts, maintaining discipline, and blending intelligence with preparation. Training hard matters, but training smart will be the key. In this matchup, his true identity may prove to be his greatest weapon.
Reevaluate him bulking up and say, you know what? Nah, Terence Crawford, if you want a chance, not just to survive, but a chance to beat Canelo Alvarez, you have to be you. Just like Alexander Usyk was himself to face muscle machines like Anthony Joshua, big, tall enigma in the heavyweight division like Tyson Fury. Now let me quickly give you an example of what I'm talking about. See, when Alexander Usyk fought Anthony Joshua, right? He weighed in at 221. Joshua was 244, giving up over 20 pounds, over 20 pounds, over 25 pounds, right? Alexander Usyk didn't chase Anthony Joshua in terms of trying to bulk up. Oh man, I'm gonna fight this heavyweight. His power is gonna be more than me. His weight, he can overwhelm me with his weight, his height, you know, his power. No, I'm gonna be. I gotta be the most comfortable fighter I could be. I gotta be comfortable under my own skin. I'm not gonna beat him off power. I gotta beat him off speed. I gotta beat him off movement. I gotta beat him off adjustments. I gotta beat him off IQ. Right? So Alexander Usyk didn't have to bulk up to be successful. Now look at this one. Look at when he fought Tyson Fury. He kept the same energy, he kept the same mindset, and it still got him to become an undisputed heavyweight champion.
Coach Joel Diaz believes Terence Crawford's skill set guarantees he will give Canelo serious problems early in their fight. However, Diaz also stresses the historic financial stakes tied to this matchup. For Crawford, a dominant champion across multiple weight divisions who has often lacked true blockbuster opportunities, this is a defining moment of his career. The fight not only shapes his legacy in the ring, but also at the bank. The scale of this payday underscores the magnitude of the event, placing Crawford under brighter lights and greater pressure than ever before. Diaz acknowledges that while the tactical battle with Canelo will be intense, Crawford is also fighting for generational wealth and global recognition. Should he succeed, his career will rise to rarefied heights, cementing his status among boxing's elite both in prestige and in financial.
Never made those millions of dollars that he deserved to be. And became friends with Turkey Aldershot, which Turkey Aldershot announced publicly, Terence Crawford is my favorite fighter of his era. He's my favorite fighter of his era. So, as friends, as business, in boxing, Terence Crawford wins. But he wins money. Because now, hey, you want as my friend, and you are, and they can offer, would you fight Canelo? I'll give you 40 million. I don't know if it's 40, I don't know if it's 50, 60, but he's not gonna make more than $10 million. So right there, Crawford's winning, regardless. As a fighter, like, dude, you give me 20 million, I'll fight anybody. I'll fight Anthony Joshua. So Terence Crawford has to sell the fight. He has to say how we Canelo, left or right, whatever, right? But we've seen it. We've seen it many, many times. When fighters move up 2 divisions to be the champion, they fail. I saw it with Mikey Garcia when he fought Carlos Spence. I saw it when Demetrius Andre, a 147 pounder, was avoided for years. He moved to 54, was avoided. He moved to 160, he fought maybe once or twice. Nobody wanted to fight him, so he moves to 68 and fights Benavides. He looked good for the first 3 rounds because he's good. But once that heavy monster is coming at you, he'll destroy you.
Shakur Stevenson, one of boxing's brightest young stars, is fully confident in Terence Crawford's chances against Canelo Alvarez. He dismisses concerns about size and weight, pointing out that the two fighters are essentially the same height, and that Crawford has already adjusted physically to moving up. For Stevenson, this matchup comes down to skills, not scales. Crawford's lean build and rigorous preparation enable him to carry his speed while competing at higher weights. He argues the weight gap narrative is outdated, giving Crawford's natural strength and adaptability. Beyond the physical, Stevenson highlights Crawford's mental toughness and vast experience, which he believes neutralize any advantage Canelo might hold. His confidence adds intrigue, showing how the next generation views Crawford as the man capable of dethroning boxing's biggest star.
I think, Canelo is a hell of a fighter. I think Bud's is not going to.
You don't think the weight difference between two digits?
I think y'all make that something, in certain fights,
Boxing
yeah.
makes it
like if this was like a Benavides, he's actually a lot bigger than Bud, so that would like apply. But I feel like with Canelo, he's like physically kind of big, but like height-wise, he's kind of small. So I don't think so.
Cool, I hope you got a decision to stop this because Raymond and Boozy think Bud actually might stop.
Me and Boozy talked about that. That's crazy. Me and him got on the phone talking about it, but I think that's possible. Like, I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but I think it's a possibility if Canelo gets to acting out of line and not understanding that Bud could crack too.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned tomorrow